How do they feel, or what are they thinking about you and your connection? I've got 3 pick a card tarot card readings for you today. We've got pick a card reading 1. How do they feel about you? What are they thinking about you? We've got pick a card reading number 2. Their truest feelings, intentions, thoughts, what is going on? Pick a card reading number 3. And then we have these charms as well. Charms for each pile. So have a look through for pile number 1. How do they feel? Is there anything that you can see connecting you? How do they feel? What are they thinking? The person on your mind. And then for number 3, we have this charm bottle. How are they feeling? What is going on in your situation? We're going to do a relationship connection spread. We're going to pull oracle cards. We're going to pull tarot cards. We're going to pull message cards. Let's get as much information for you today in today's tarot card reading. How are they feeling? What are they thinking? The person on your mind, your person that you're connected with. Let's just get on with it. All the timestamps are down below. Welcome to Hope Tarot Daily. My name is Angie. I'm a tarot card reader from England. I live in a little seaside town and I absolutely love reading tarot for you. How do they really feel about you? What are they thinking? Where is this connection going? All about the person on your mind. Your person, the person you keep thinking about. So we're going to start by pulling the charms. Wait a minute. Let me just get this on the table. There we go. Trying to make sure that no one can download my videos and pretend they're theirs. So welcome to Hope Tarot Daily. My name is Angie. I'm a tarot card reader from England. This tarot reading is between you and the universe and your intuition and your angel guides and the things that you need to know. Just pulling some charms, zodiacs and letters to give you extra connection to the reading within a circle of protection. What do you need to know about this situation? We have red lips, lovely red lips. We have the peace symbol. We have some balloons. Scorpio. Passionate, that could be sun, moon or rising. Sagittarius, optimistic. X, kiss at the end of a message or an actual X. We have an R, an F, an E and an O. So they can be important words that mean something to you. They can be initials, place names, cities, job titles, whatever. If it connects, it connects. If you feel this reading resonates, bookmark it so that you can come back and do a check-in on it in a week or a month. Because sometimes with a little bit of hindsight, especially with one that really, really resonates, with a little bit of hindsight, you can come back and check and you'll see other messages here as well. So I'm going to start with the Fairy Oracle. What do we need to know about how this person's feeling about you? How do they see you? What do they think? What are their intentions? We kind of want to know everything. I'm going to split the deck into four elements, 4 seasons, most importantly 4 angels, offering us a circle of protection so we can give and receive all of these messages with an open heart and an open mind. Nature's signs. Be receptive to the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continually. We need to only open our hearts and our minds. So this person sends you little messages through birds, bugs, butterflies. But it also feels like there's You've got a very important spirit guide who sends you little messages when you're out and about, when you're breathing in fresh air, when you're sometimes at points when you need it the most, but you don't realise that you need it. I will give you an example. So we're not like, oh, just get on with the reading. No, I'm going to give you an example first. Sometime during the big global thing that happened, I was cutting the grass in the back garden with a lawnmower, and it was really long. Had been putting off doing it, and my daughter was stood by the back door, and I stopped the lawnmower for a moment, and she said, a white feather literally floated down next to me. Just floated down next to me. She just stood there and watched it. And it was just before I turned the lawnmower off. And that point I knew that I was protected, because that week I'd been really worried about things, not to do with the global thing, but I'd been really worried about different things. And I found the little feather in the grass, and I came in and I glued it to one of my tarot boxes that I made for myself. And it just gave me that sense of, I'm going to be okay, things are going to be okay, I'm being protected. And then when I was thinking about it later on, I'm like, I was literally cutting my grass, and it was a really difficult job. And for some reason, I just randomly turned it off. Was something about to happen? Had I just been protected from something using an electric lawnmower? I don't know. But I just had this warm feeling, this feeling of, you're all right, you're being looked out. You've got to listen. If you listen to what's going on around you, not just what our 5 senses pick up, but what your 6th sense picks up as well. Anyway, it's a bit of a tangent. Take note over the next, for the rest of your life, take note, because you'll get these little signs and symbols, and sometimes you'll think, I'm absolutely mad, and then other times it just makes sense. So let's pull an oracle card. What do we need to know about this person? Why are we getting this sense of protection? Milky Way perspective. Power lightning. And then we have stone people vigilance. Why are you being protected? There's something here that is about protection. It's something here that's, you're being watched over. Why? What's going on? What is going on with this person and this connection? I'm going to pull from this tarot deck, or this deck. What do we need to know? And then I'm going to do a connection spread between you both. I do private readings that are always available. Fast track is switched on as much as I possibly can have it switched on. If it's not available and you don't want the next diary booking, keep checking back, or drop me an email and ask when it's likely to be turned on again. So yeah, what do we need to know? What is it? What is here? Because there's something here of, it's time to have a look on the outside looking in. So if I was in your situation and I explained your situation to you from my perspective, what advice would you give me about this person that you're dealing with? What would you say if I gave you the overview? What would you tell me to do? Because it feels like you'd be great. You tell me. I need more balance. Wait. I left because you told me to. What advice would you give me? Because it feels like the advice that you would give me is advice that you need to take for you. Yeah, I'm going to pull a time in. When are things going to shift or change? When are things going to shift or change? Then I'm going to do a connection spread, and I'll tell you everything I'm picking up and everything I'm feeling. What is going on here? What is going on in this connection for you? Because it's not always just about how the other person feels. It's about, how do you feel? How do they make you feel What are you thinking? Your thoughts and opinions are just as important as theirs. The next full moon, if you're watching this when I upload it, that's literally like 2 days. Is it 2 days? Is it today? Or is it tomorrow? Full moon. If you're watching this after the 23rd of April, it's the next full moon. Maybe it's the next full moon anyway, so it'll be May. It is a timeless reading, so it's relevant from the moment you come into contact with it. So just have a little Google. You'll probably already know when the next full moon is. You're going to see a real shift and change. But what kind of shift and change? Is it them coming back in again? Is it a burst of energy for this connection? Or is it a shift for you? This light and empower. This... because it feels that there's something quite cold here at the moment between the both of you, and it's coming from them. Can I split the deck into 4? It's not coming from you. Down this side is you. Yeah, they've let you down. So we've got 2 pages. This side is them. They're stagnant. They're coming back in again, you know. All these pages. Oh my goodness. And we've got the Tower reversed. They are going to come back in again. They are coming back in again. And it feels like they're going to come in with some kind of... I was about to say apology, and then the word that came into my head was nonsense. Sometimes when I put things out in a reading, I put something out into the universe, and then I get this instant answer. And I was like, oh... they're going to come in with an apology, but then it was like, no, they're going to come in with nonsense. And it feels like when they come back in again, if you're in no contact at the moment or limited contact at the moment, when they come back in again, they're going to have this very logical reason why they have been the way that they are. And it feels like they may well try and shift and twist the blame onto you with that, I left because you told me to. And that's the bit that's nonsense. There's because sometimes when people apologise and they show remorse, we can accept it. When someone says sorry as a way of shutting things down, I've said sorry, we're not talking about it, I'm not being held accountable, you either forgive me or you don't. That's not great. But then there's other people that are like, I'm sorry, but... and it kind of feels like that's what's coming. I'm sorry, but... and there's something here to tell you, don't put up with it, because it's nonsense, absolute nonsense. They don't like being held accountable, but you're dealing with pages. But they're going to be moving into the Queen of Pentacles. Be careful though, if they come and ask you for money, don't give them any. Don't give them any. They've got their own, or they should have their own. So, in the recent past, you've got the Page of Swords reversed. They've got the Seven of Cups. And then in the middle of you both is this Page of Pentacles. They've let you down in the past with that Page of Swords reversed. They've let you down quite a few times probably. And they make you feel like they're massively confused. When it comes to love and true love and relationships, yeah, things can be a little bit confusing, but mostly it makes sense. Like, we can't help feeling the way that we feel. We can't help falling for who we fall for. And we can't help coming back to who we keep coming back to. But there's this feeling here of... they've been a bit slippery in a way of, I'm not ready for a relationship. I don't know if I want a relationship. I have feelings for you. I like you. I want to be around you. But then there's all this confusing mixed messages and on and off and hot and cold and in and out and childish. And it kind of feels like sometimes you feel that you're dealing with a child, an adult child. And they can be a very old adult child. Sometimes people just never grow up. But what I will say is this person needs to be careful, because you're kind of getting to that point where you do still really like them. You really want something from them. But they're running out of chances. They are running out of chances. You're not always going to put up with it. So yeah, remember to subscribe, follow, and put something in the comments for the algorithm. It really does help to put my stuff in front of new people. So at the moment you've got the Page of Cups. You really want them to grow up. They've got the Death card reversed, so they're in stagnation. And then we have the Tower reversed, which is like slow moving problems for me. It's a slow disconnect. So if they're not careful, if they don't pull you back in again, do the right thing, say it in the right way, this slow, like earthquake, this slow moving crack in the ground is going to get wider and wider. At the moment, you still do care about them, you're still hopeful about them, but they're just stuck. They've got the Death card reversed. They're refusing to move things forward. They're refusing to do a lot of things. So I'm going to pull some message cards in a minute. Just talk through the rest of the spread. Then you've moved on to the Star. And this is at the point where they need to be most careful, because you are moving into the point of you've had a lot of forgiveness for them. You've had a lot of understanding for them. But when we move into the Star, we do what's good for us. We do what's good for us. We start healing us. We kind of get in control of our emotions, and we kind of want to move forward, and we start removing the blockages. And when we have somebody in our life who is being a blockage, yeah, we kind of get the drain cleaner on it, don't we? Like, get out of my way. And with them being the Queen of Pentacles at that point, they're going to come in to you with something very logical, but there's going to be a but on it. I haven't been here but it's kind of your fault. But it's not your fault. Don't take any blame for it. Then we've got the Strength card reversed, which is you're running out of compassion for this person. And I just don't think they realise. They just don't realise. So what are they thinking? What are they thinking? What are they thinking? You know, how are they feeling? What is going on? Can they become the person that you need them to be? How do they feel about you? They feel about you. They lack confidence within themselves. So many things remind me of you. I bury myself in work to forget you. I'm afraid to contact you. Oh my goodness. Well, they need to grow up a lot. When I say a bit, I mean massively, a massive amount. Let's pull some other message cards for another layer of information. What is it that they're not saying? What is it that they're afraid to say? Why do they put themselves in a place of confusion? All of the things. Because it feels like you want a partner, you don't want a kid. You don't want to feel like you're dating a teenager. You want a partner, you want a grown-up. You want someone who's going to bring that balance into your life. Your eyes are beautiful. I saw you looking at me. Yeah, they know how much you like them. I didn't know what love was until I met you. Twin flame. That makes sense, doesn't it? Makes complete sense. I have many regrets. And they're going to have some more if they don't buck their ideas up. We have cry. Let's see what the oracles have to say. Can they give in to the love? Can they let themselves have the good things? Is your patience going to run out before that? Because if they lose you, they're going to regret it for the rest of their life. Fertility. Yeah, they love you so much. But you need the balance. You need an equal partnership. And trust in your intuition. They're going to come back in again. And it feels like there's going to be a difficult conversation for the both of you. if they come into that conversation correct, it's gonna the beginning of it. I'm gonna tell you, the beginning of it is gonna be like, you're gonna have to push back against them. You're gonna have to be like, no, 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 no. Your lack of contact towards me, that's down to you. That's not my fault. I've been here. I've been waiting to hear from you. I want something from you. I love you. There's a lot of love here. But you're not treating me like this. And you have to be quite firm with this person because they need it. Because there's so many pages here. They need it. They need someone to be like, you're on your last chance, mate. You either buck up or I'm gone because I have worth and I have value. And it feels like if that conversation, it's going to be a tricky conversation, but it's something that they need to hear because they can't just keep doing the things that they've been doing. They need to start being consistent. They need to take it out of the twin flame burning each other up. You know, they need to bring it into a much more balanced relationship. And they also need to recognize what is on the table here. And the thing that's on the table here is a very worthwhile relationship for them. And I don't think they're aware of it just yet, but they're in that process of figuring it out. They're in that process of, you are the person who could provide them with their ideal relationship because you have so much kindness and compassion towards them. And yeah, your patience is running thin. But if they don't really need to do that much to be the person that you need them to be. And the person that you need them to be, they need to recognise your worth and recognise your value and recognise the power couple that the both of you can be. And if they're too blind to see that, there's going to be a point in their life where it hits them in their face. And because I will tell you now, you have an amazing relationship ahead of you. I'm hoping it's with this person. I'm hoping this person can sort themselves out. If it's not with them, it's with somebody else. And this person's missed out. You're worth everything. And I think this person's coming to the realization of that, but it's a process. It kind of feels like they need that shock of that sudden realization that they're going to lose you. That this isn't, it's like a cat has 9 lives and this one's down to the last one. And you're not going to wait forever. And it feels like they need that shock. They need that, oh, why aren't they here for me? Why are they taking so long to reply to me? It feels like a moment of fear for them, you know. So let's pull from this oracle deck. What else do you need to know about this connection? Can they do it? Do you have a future together? I'm really hopeful. I am really hopeful. But they need to drop their guard. They need to recognise what a partnership is. It's not just about them, is it? It's about the both of you. Because the Tower reversed in the middle of you both at the moment. If they don't sort it out now, they are going to lose you. Psychic abilities. If you haven't been working on them, get on it. Get on it. You read this person very well, and you've probably been nodding your head all the way through this reading. Your dreams are important to you. And they need to face the truth. They really do need to face the truth. And the mirror in that truth card is when they come in with a little bit of nonsense, you need to shine it back in their face. You need to hold them account. You need to have a little bit of a plan. If they don't grab this relationship with both hands, they're never going to have a successful relationship. How do they feel about you? They think you're wonderful. They really do. And they're on this path, like the thing that when I investigate how they feel and what they're thinking, it's all this jumbled up knot. It's like a ball of yarn or a ball of wool, and it's been all tangled up. and they're in the process of trying to unpick it. And as they unpick it, they're discovering more and more feelings that are there. Now, sometimes when people get into that knot, they're just like, no, that's too hard. Not going to deal with that. And it feels like the conversation that's coming between the both of you soon, that's going to be however you approach that, is going to be another way of undoing another knot. And they're going to be like, oh, I didn't realize that you could actually hurt me. Like, I didn't realize that you might actually one day walk away from me. And it feels like this slow dawning on them of what they can lose if they don't sort themselves out, because they're slowly working out what love is and what a relationship is, a real relationship. And also, they're dealing with somebody that values themselves, because you value yourself. If you've been feeling a little bit lost and confused and emotional about this, your emotions are going to stabilise and you're going to see it very clearly, because at some point you have to put yourself first. So that's what I have for you. I hope that you do have a future together. Remember to bookmark the reading if it makes sense for you, and come back and re-watch it, because every time you watch it you'll see like things that you missed the first time. And also come back in the future and leave me a comment of how you got on, because I'm invested. I like to know these things. Private readings are available on my website. I have a pull a card page. If you go to my website, hopetarot-daily.co.uk, there's a pull a card page. It regenerates. If you refresh, it generates a tarot card, and then you scroll down the bottom and read it. I do it every morning before I get out of bed. And I've got a tarot blog on there with things that I've written about and stuff. I'm really proud of my website at the moment. I'm going to wrap you in a massive bubble of protection so your angels can take you anyway. And thank you so much for being here today. Welcome to Hope Tarot Daily. My name is Angie. I'm a tarot card reader from England. I live in a little seaside town and I absolutely love reading tarot for you. Hello, welcome to your reading. So this is pick a card reading number 2. I'm going to start by pulling some charms, letters and zodiac signs. How do they feel about you? What are they thinking? What are their intentions? Where is this connection going? All of the things. The charms within a circle of protection. Little signs and symbols from the universe for you. If you find that this reading really resonates, bookmark it so that you can come back and watch it at a later date. It's always worth checking back on the readings that really do resonate, because every time you watch it you'll see a slightly different message or an updated message. The tarot does weird things, works in mysterious ways. So we have a snowflake. Welcome to Hope Tarot Daily. My name is Angie. We have a shooting star, wish upon a star. And we have a lollipop. It's just looking at the colours, they're all gold. We have Scorpio, and passionate, the sun, moon or rising. Leo, generous. Gemini, intelligent. And then Libra, charming. We have V, I, N, H, O, and a G as well. So what are we starting with? Let's start with the fairy oracles. How does this person feel? What are they thinking? How do they feel about the connection? How do they feel about you? All of the things. What do we need to know today? We want all of the information. What messages are here for you today? Going to split the deck into four elements, 4 seasons. Most importantly, for angels, offering us a circle of protection, so we can give and receive all of these messages with an open heart and an open mind. Inspiration. Be prepared. You'll soon receive a visit from the fairy of inspiration. Come dusk or dawn, she can call at any time. Lovely. Really lovely. So let's go with the next oracles. What do you need to know about this connection? How does this person feel about you? Are they the type of person who randomly contacts you and it just makes your heart sing? Yeah. What else do we need to know about this connection? Private readings are always available. You just need to book into my diary. Fast track is switched on as much as I possibly can. If it's not switched on when you want to book, message me and ask when it's going to get switched on again, because sometimes it gets switched on and off through the day. Tsunami, wake up call. Wake up call. Eagle, communion. I don't know if did that focus. Let's focus. There we go, communion. And then we have desert vision quest. So normally when that tsunami comes out, it comes out as a but that came out as a especially with the fairy cards. You never know when they're going to call, and I think you may be in a situation where you just never really know when this person is going to call you. And it feels nice. It does. It feels nice. But then there's this feeling of the unknown. So what are they not saying? Or what do they need to say to you? What are they thinking? All of the things. What do we need to know? And then we'll do a connection spread between you both. And I'll tell you everything I'm picking up and everything I'm feeling. Gonna split the deck into 4. You are so very special. Yeah, there's this just really nice feeling. I worry about us a lot. Yeah. There is someone else. Now, is that you that's got somebody else, or is it someone else around them? Because when I saw it, I was like, well, it doesn't feel like it's somebody else for them. It feels like this person worries about you getting snapped up by somebody else. Because this connection's such a sporadic connection of when you hear from them, you get bombarded with that tsunami. It's like, whoa, right, okay, here they are, and they awaken you again, and you feel all those feelings again. And they feel that you're a very special person to them. But they also worry that there's going to be a point where they come in and you're just not there. And so there is somebody else. I don't know if it's, I kind of don't feel it's anyone connected to them. And also, I don't really feel it's anyone connected to you. It feels like the fear of there's being somebody else. So it may be a fear that you identify with as well. Of you're both worried that you both got other people. So let's do a connection spread and let's have a look. What do you need to know? What messages are here for you today? How do they feel? What are they thinking? I feel very nervous. I feel 2 very nervous people. But when you're both in that moment, it feels amazing. It feels amazing. I just want you both to sort it out, you know. I'm going to split the deck into 4 elements, 4 seasons. Most importantly, 4 angels, offering us a circle of protection. So, down this side is you. Down this side is them. And then down the middle is the connecting energy. And then I'm going to do a card for when is there going to be a shift of energy within this connection one way or another. When is there going to be something here that's a little bit different? Because it feels like at the moment that both of you have massive anxiety about lots of things. It kind of feels like you may want to run away from it, from them, out of fear that they're just going to go anyway. But I kind of feel that you both mirror in each other, to be honest. August. So it's a timeless read and it's relevant from the moment you come into contact with it. August is not that far away if you're watching it when I upload this reading. In the recent past, you've had the Two of Wands reversed. They've had the Knight of Pentacles reversed. And then we have all of the fantasy and all of the recklessness and all the escapism in the middle of you both. You both mean a lot to each other. If you were to tell me this was a very long distance thing and maybe you haven't even met each other yet, I'd be like, okay, this has been going on for a really long time. It would make complete sense to me that you're both just in this time and space, and it feels like you both have separate lives, and both of you worry about the same things. I kind of feel that in the past you've been reluctant to make plans. There's a nervousness here, and I think it comes from the both of you. I think they've been reluctant to make plans, to make this into 3D, into real life, into, okay, let's finally get it together, let's finally. And the problem here is you've both wound each other up so much, and you've both been such a wonderful escapism for each other that you've created this fantasy bubble together, which is very real. And I kind of feel that if you were to there may be people in your life that has no idea about this connection because you don't know how to explain it. Because I can see this as a very real connection. We all communicate in a very new way, but it feels like there's people around you that would be like, what are you talking about? You haven't even met yet. Like, what's that about? But the both of you have been locked in to this little fantasy bubble together, and the longer you stay in that bubble, the more stuck you're gonna get. And you're both pretty stuck, and you're both mirroring each other. So all the things you worry about, you can bet they're worrying about that as well. Because there's also this feeling of, okay, well, if we finally meet and it's not as lovely as what it has been, then that's the end, isn't it? That's the, we've met. It wasn't the nice little bubble that I thought it was going to be. So then where do you go from there? That's an ending. But that's because you're both really pessimistic. That's because you're both in this space of, we'll meet, it'll go wrong, and that'll be the end of that. So we don't really want to let go of each other. So neither of us are really going to push meeting each other because we don't want to trigger the end. And the universe is like shouting, yeah, but it could be something amazing. It could be you could be like, you know, the next Portia Becks, that lifelong connection that goes through these ups and downs, but, you know, and it's two people that are really very reluctant to trigger the end of this. And I'm just like, why? It doesn't have to be the end. It can just be the new phase of it. But you're both scared. You're both scared. But something different needs to happen. So, at the moment, they've got butterflies in their tummy with the Ace of Cups reversed, the Eight of Wands reversed for you, feeling a bit of a slowing down. But then again, there's this reluctance to move it forward. So there's this feeling of driving with the handbrake on because I don't want to take that next step. Because if I take that next step, I'm going to be single. And we're never going to talk again. And it's all going to go wrong. And you're both the same. I just want to bang your heads together. I just want to book you plane tickets. That's what I want to do. So we have the Fool. Not that I have the money to do that, but boy, you know, if it's finances that's holding up, but it's not finances that are holding up, it's the inner fear of we can't possibly fancy each other in real life. You can, you will. The Fool in the middle of you both. The universe is trying to open up a new chapter for the both of you, and the both of you are in this space of fear, absolute fear. And you're both stuck, and you both mean so much to each other. The way that you feel about them is the way that they feel about you. And yeah, it's been going on a really long time, hasn't it? This whole situation's been going on for such a long time. Moving forward, what's really nice to see, you're going to be getting your confidence. You've got the Nine of Pentacles. This is the way that they see you. They see you as this independent, lovely, wonderful, beautiful person who it kind of feels that they feel that you don't need them, but they really like that you give them time. And but what it also feels with the Nine of Pentacles is you moving into a much more confident space of, right, okay, well, let's do it then. Let's meet up then. Let's make that happen then, because that is the next step for this. Then they've got the Lovers card reversed, which is reluctance, and got the Page of Wands reversed in the middle of you both, and it kind of feels like them pulling back, them at that point being the one that is like, I don't know what to do. The Lovers card reverse can sometimes point towards someone else being around, but I do feel that there's a fear. The both of you have a fear that the both of you have other people. Whether there are or not, I don't think so, but there's this fear of, well, if we work out there's somebody else, then this has all been for nothing. So what do they want to say to you? Why are you both driving with the handbrake on? Why are you both reluctant to move this forward? I regret lying to you. What did they lie about? Because you definitely know about it. I wish things could be different. Were they in a relationship when the both of you first started getting to know each other? Is that maybe they were living, maybe their living situation was a bit tricky. You speak to me through music. Were they technically single when you first come into contact? Were you both in, like, situations? Got cat fluff. Yep, cat fluff on my thing, so I'm just pulling a cat fluff off. Were you both in a tricky situation with other people when this all started? Because it feels like this has been going on for a long, long time. And maybe that's where the fear comes from, because it wasn't that straightforward to begin with. That, you know, once the lie has been told, how do you believe everything else after that without fact checking and everything? So what else do they want to say? What are they holding back? What do you need to know? Yeah. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up on each other. Don't give up on us. No, don't. Let it be. I need you. They need you. They need you. They need you more than they've ever needed anyone. You are their soulmate, as far as they're concerned. There's so much fear here. There's so much worry. There's so much, oh my goodness, what are we doing? Gonna pull some oracles. What else do we need to know about the overall picture? It does feel like you're going to be moving into a much more confident space when it comes to this connection, and they're going to be having a wobble. So it feels like sometimes the both of you are a bit of a tag team of, when you're feeling good, they wobble. When they're feeling good, you wobble. The both of you just need to meet in a very safe way, public way. Don't put yourself in danger and all of that. but you both need to move this forward, so that even if you move forward and it's not what you want it to be, at least then you have your answer. At least then you know what to do next. And if it's the most amazing thing ever, at least then you're getting on with the next bit. I kind of feel there may be a little bit of awkwardness, but relax. There'll be this space where you can relax and really get to know each other. One of you needs to travel, maybe both of you. Friendship. There's a friendship underpinning everything. And then animal instincts. So whatever happens here, right? So you two are going to meet up. You're going to see how it goes. I kind of feel that you're both going to really fancy each other because you have created this mad fantasy world together, this little bubble, this naughty little bubble that none of us, we don't want front row seats for it, thanks. But underneath it all, there is a friendship, and it feels like the both of you are going to have to take the pressure off and say, okay, let's meet as friends and see where it goes. No expectations, no winding each other up before it goes. Okay, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do this. No. Friendship. Meet for a coffee, meet for a dinner, something boring in a public space. See what happens. And then go with your animal instincts because you already know what they are. So, yeah, it's time. You may want to send this reading to them if they don't get freaked out by tarot readings. You might want to. Remember to bookmark it if it resonates. And subscribe, follow, put something in the comments for the algorithm, because when you do that, it tells the platform that there's something good going on over here, and maybe someone somewhere will discover a reading that really does make a difference for them. Material and spiritual prosperity. The both of you are better off for knowing each other. A sense of awareness. Memories of love. So one of you's been hurt in the past. Both of you probably have been hurt in the past. You want to know, is this love, is it not? It feels like it's love. Moving on. It's time for the both of you to move on. I'm hoping it's together. Fear of heartache and loss. And then an emotional loss. My goodness, you're both so like, well, it's just going to all be over. We're going to see each other. We're going to have to let each other go. But then there's also this feeling of, if you do not meet each other soon, you're both going to have to let each other go, because you're both stopping each other from having something very real. This is real, but I mean touch, in the same house, in the same space, in the living life together, even though you already have been, but it's been very virtual. Also, when you move this forward, it's going to change things. You know, it's going to change the little bubble that you both have created for yourselves, but in a better way. It's going to be a better way. And it feels like there is going to be a point where you both sit there and go, can you remember that? And can you remember when we done this? And can you remember when we spoke about that? And can you remember? And it's an end of an era. But there's a fear, there's an absolute fear from the both of you of loss. I don't know if one or both of you have kind of got to the point where things that happen face to face in real life, in each other's space, symbolises, well, that's the end then. Maybe you've both had situations like that before. But then if you've both been in complicated situations when you both met, maybe meeting each other is going to change a lot of things, like letting go of certain other things in life. Either way, they love you, they care about you, they really fancy you. There's a lot of fear here. There's a lot of, or shall we? But I will tell you, this connection needs moving. It needs shifting forwards. You can either meet and shift it forwards and work out what you mean to each other, or you can carry on the way that you are and you'll both be shifted forwards in different directions because it can't carry on the way that it is, because you've got this little bubble, and this bubble at some point will burst, it will pop, because of the fear here. The fear is going to escalate it and it'll make it pop. So the both of you owe it to yourselves to find the answer. And it feels like you could end up together. It feels like you could both run away from one another. So if you were sat here, I think your next question would be, do we have a future together? So let's have a look. Do you have a future together? Or are you going to walk away before you know the answer? But we'll stick to one question. Do you have a future together? I'm going to do a quick Celtic cross and I'll tell you. I'm going to split the bunny deck into 4. On my website, I have a pull a card page, hopetarot-daily.co.uk. So both of you are checking each other out. And then there's that happy little bubble that you both got. Are we running towards each other? Or are we running away? We've got the Magician. We've got 10 of Pentacles. Got the King of Swords, which is the communication that's happened with each other so far. The 8 of Swords is the restrictions and the frustrations that you both cause each other. The Hermit card, the 2 of Cups. The timing. The 6 of Wands. And then the King of Pentacles. Get on and meet each other. Get on and meet each other. You need to put restrictions around the communication. You both need to get to the point where you meet each other. There's a lot of love here. There's a lot of potential here. And there's a lot of potential security here. But it's not easy. I know that it's not easy, especially if you've both come from quite complicated situations, you know. So that's what I have for you. That's what I have. There is nothing else to say. You do have a future together if the both of you get on with it. Get on with it. If you don't, you're going to lose each other because it can't carry on the way that it is. Sometimes when we get to the point where we sound like a skipped record, repeating the same message, that's spirit firmly saying, say it again, say it again. That's the message that's here. I'm going to wrap you in a massive bubble of protection. So your angels take you on your way, and thank you so much for being here with me today. Welcome to Hope Tarot Daily. My name is Angie. I'm a tarot card reader from England. I live in a little seaside town and I absolutely love reading tarot for you. Welcome to your pick card reading. We're looking at how do they feel, what are they thinking. I don't know why my voice just went funny. I'm not a singer. I'm not. Let's pull some charms. How are they feeling about you? What do you need to know? What are they thinking? What do they want from you? What do they want from the connection? Let's have a look. The charms can be little signs and symbols from the universe, just to let you know that this is your reading. They'll either make sense or they won't. If we get into the reading and you find it's resonating, bookmark it so that you can come back and watch it in the future. Especially readings that really do resonate a lot. When you come back and watch it in the future, there'll be additional messages here at that point. The tarot brings forward different messages at different points. So, Cancer, zodiac sign, sun, moon or rising, and they're very imaginative. We have a Russian nesting doll. They symbolise for me we carry around our inner child, our teenage years, our young adults. Every time we go through a different chapter of life, we put a different jacket on, but we contain the rest of us within ourselves. We have Capricorn, sun, moon or rising, and they're very ambitious. We have a strawberry. There's some strawberries in my fridge at the moment. I'm not allowed to eat them. We've got strawberries. Strawberries on the brain. We've got a heart and we've got a red padlock. I can't eat them because they're not mine. It's not that I can't eat them. We have a heart padlock. If they start going out of date, I'm definitely going to eat them. But there we go. We have an N. T, padlock heart, a silver heart. Reminds me of a silver locket. You know, the jewellery that you put a photo in. We have a K, P, S, E, I, and a B. So, what do you need to know about this connection? How are they feeling about you? What are they thinking? Let's start with the Fairy Oracle deck. What do the fairies want you to know? The mystical knowledge. Go outside. It's time to go outside, tune in to the powerful peace of nature, wherever you are, and feel at one with your habitat. Yeah. To the both of you need to go outside. Have you been spending too much time indoors? How are they feeling? They think you're absolutely beautiful, you know. They think you're absolutely stunning. It's almost like the instant message I'm getting is they're totally punched above their weight. And I know that that's not really a saying that we should use anymore because, you know, all of the whatever. But, yeah, boy, are they lucky. Boy, yeah. So, anyway, there's that. Yeah. I'm just lost for words at the moment because there's just all these feelings of like love hearts in their eyes and they think you're lovely. And if they've told you that, they really mean it. They're not just saying it. They really, really mean it. They really do. They look at your photos a lot and they do think how lucky they are. Whether they treat you right or not, I don't know. We'll find out. So, what do the oracles want you to know about how they're feeling about you? What do you need to know? What messages are here? A cave. Yeah. A tree. Grounding. And then we have reflection. This person is absolutely obsessed with you, by the way. They're absolutely obsessed with you. When they're on their own, all they can do is think of you. Let's go with this one. All they do is think about you. They daydream about you. They look at your photos. They think you're amazing. They're obsessed with you. Like he's stalking you. They talk about you. People are sick of hearing about it. In a very good way. Not in like obsessive need to get restraining order. But, you know, if you weren't feeling the same, I think you might have to, because they've really got you on a pedestal. They've really got you on a pedestal. Really have. I'm too afraid to talk. Yep, you make them nervous. You hurt me, but that's okay, I guess. Who hurt who? I'm absolutely in love with you. Is this an ex of yours? Is that where we've got that padlock heart? They just can't let you go. It feels like there's been a point where they've done very romantic things for you, or with you, about you. My goodness, I do kind of feel that you're in contact with each other. And I do kind of feel that you're wondering, do we go back and try again? I kind of feel that they hurt you, you've hurt them. It kind of feels messy, to be honest. And they're absolutely obsessed with you. Absolutely obsessed with you. So then if they want to hurt you, they should have treated you better. They should have treated you better. So I'm going to do a connection spread in a moment, rather than just sitting here waffling. When is things within this connection going to shift? When is there going to be a shift within this connection, one way or another? Let's see what the time scale on this is. What do we need to know about timing? Three weeks. 3 weeks is an important timing. Let's do a connection spread. I do private readings, that are always available. You just need to book yourself into my diary, or opt for fast track. If it's not switched on in my diary, then I'm pretty busy, but I kind of switch it on and off through the day depending on how much time I've got. So if you're wanting a fast track 24-hour delivery, it might be worth emailing me and asking whether it's looking to be switched back on again. I'm putting off doing a reading. I'm like, okay, so what on earth is going on here? Why? What? Because I'm just sat here feeling lovely, but also this nervousness. Have you heard from them yet? It kind of feels that you're in each other's presence and things. But let's have a look. What do we need to know? Do you know what? I kind of feel that this person does manifestations about you and various other things. But, you know, down this side it is you. Yeah. They've always fancied you. And on that side's them. Boy, they're going to stress. They've broke your heart in the past. They're going to stress you out. Or you're going to stress them out. Or they're just stressing everything out. You know, there's a lot of stress here, and it's coming from them. And they should have treated you better the first time round, shouldn't they? Really, and then we wouldn't be here. We probably would, but you know, they've always fancied you so much, and it does feel like they're an ex of yours, and it does feel like it wasn't until after you both broke up that I don't know if they then dated other people and they just realised that they didn't have that feeling with anyone else. You gave them quite a lot of your time with the Seven of Coins. The both of you planted a lot of seeds together. You were waiting for it to grow. You were waiting for things to get better. But then we have the Three of Swords in the middle of you both, which is the heartache. And it feels like you were invested. You were invested in this connection, and they were being an idiot. They were being an idiot. They didn't realise what they had until it was gone, but they fancy you so much. We've got the Death card reversed at the moment. They know that they need to make a change. They know that they need to move this forward, but they're reluctant to do it. They're scared. You've got the Fool. It kind of feels like you would be willing to give them a clean slate. You would be willing to hear them out and stuff. So they need to get on with it. Because we've got the Four of Wands in the middle of you both, which is my house moves, marriage, celebrations. And it almost feels like, well, if they want me, they need to tell me then. They can't just be quietly obsessed with you and never do anything about it. Can they? They have to come forward and tell you at some point. Because you're the most important person that needs to know. But then maybe they're scared that if they tell you and you reject them, then there's going to be a restraining order. Not like a proper one, but, you know, puts restrictions around them. The longer it takes them, the more they're going to miss the opportunity, because it feels like at the moment you're in a place where you don't know what you're doing when it comes to love. And it'd be nice to have an offer, and it'd be nice to hear them be accountable for what they've done before and everything, you know. So yeah. So you're moving forward to the Eight of Swords. They're moving forward to the Nine of Swords. They're just totally stressing everyone out. But then we have the Knave of Wands in the middle of you both, which is the loyalty that's there. And you know, when someone's trying to talk, and what they actually do is put their foot in the mouth, dig a massive hole for themselves, and you're kind of looking at them thinking, well, they don't really mean any of that. They're trying to be nice, they're trying to say the right thing, but they end up going the wrong way about it. And I think this person right now is going the wrong way about getting your attention, going the wrong way about a lot of things. And at the moment, there's a window of time in your life where they could slide in and they could say the right things and they could offer you something and you could take it and it'd be great. If they miss that slide-in window of time, by the time they work it out, has this person got some kind of anxiety disorder? Because it kind of feels like that. They've just worked you up into being this most amazing person in the world, which you are, but they've also got this high anxiety about it. It's almost like you're like a superstar and they're starstruck, but you've been together in the past. So the Nine of Swords, what is it that they're worrying about? What is it that they're working themselves up into a frenzy? Because it feels like if they come in kind of trying to explain things but saying the wrong thing accidentally, it's going to put you back up. With that Eight of Swords, it feels like it could easily turn you off, like be like, no, right, that's, I'm blocking you, I'm not listening to this. Because it feels like they're going to be digging their little hole and like burying themselves. I replay our conversations over and over, and that's half the problem here, isn't it, with them? It goes around and around in their heads. I want you. I feel you leave me behind. Well, you are going to leave them behind if they don't get on and tell you what it is that they need to be telling you, because you're not just going to be in that state of the fool of, okay, this is your opportunity, let's see. And they're just being nervous Nelly, you know. They need to come out of their cave and they need to tell you. What a silly Billy. I really like this person, but I do think they've got they've just wound themselves up so much. You know, when it comes to you, magnets, well, they need to get on and be pulled back. You know, the moment they're resistance. You make me smile. Oh, I didn't know how to tell you. No, they still don't know how to tell you. And that's not going to change anytime soon. It's really annoying. I want to like smack them in the forehead and go, come on, get on with it. Or they're going to miss out. Because someone as wonderful as you isn't going to just wait around forever for their ex to pluck up the courage to lay it all on the line. It's, you know, when you see like funny clips, and there's a bride and groom. This would be the person that passes out, gets so excited or overwhelmed, and they just pass out because they just wind themselves up so much because it's so important to them, and there's something about you that is so important to them, and whatever happens, you're always going to be the one that's on a pedestal. No one is ever going to match up to you. Not ever, ever. Exactly, that's what the problem is. I didn't know how I felt until I lost you. Yep. Please spend time with me. Well, they need to open up the communication, don't they? They need to make it happen. My only love. They're never going to get over you, you know. What did you do to them? What did you do? So, what do the oracles want you to know about this situation? If you want to follow us, subscribe, all of the good things, find your way back. If this reading's resonating, bookmark it so that you can come back and watch it at a later date. Every time you watch it, you'll see different messages. It's always worth doing that. And put something in the comments for the algorithm, because then the algorithm's like, oh, what's going on over there? And it'll put an impression in front of somebody else, and maybe someone who's never been to my channel or my content before will receive a message that's waiting here for them, and that'll be because you've done something good. Random act of kindness. So, and on my website, hopetarot-daily.co.uk, I have a pull a card page. Fulfillment of wishes. So if you refresh the page, it will give you a new tarot card, and then you scroll down the bottom and read the meaning. We have patience and solitude. Yeah. It feels like the way this person feels about you right now is the way that you wanted them to feel about you when you were together before. And you've been waiting, and you're going to keep waiting for a while. Although there is a sliding window. The thing that I'm seeing is like an ice cream van with a sliding glass window. They need to make sure that they're getting in while it's open, otherwise they're going to go splat against the glass. Because you're not just going to wait forever, are you? You're not just going to wait forever. Maybe send them this reading. If you do, I've said I'd smack them in the head to wake them up. Answers. Yeah. Finding. Prosperity. So the thing with this is, because of the way things ended before, there does need to be a conversation. And it feels like they know that they need to give you answers of what had happened in the past. And there does need to, and they know there needs to be this conversation. That's why they're tongue-tied, and that's why they're going to dig themselves into holes and put their foot in the mouth. Because they're going to be so anxious about what they need to say, and whether you're going to forgive them, and whether you're going to believe that they think that you're absolutely amazing, because they really do. And then it'll be up to you where you both go, isn't it? But there is a commitment, courage, and willpower. If you two get back together again, you're really going to have to be the grounding energy for this person, because they're just all over the place. Their energy, they've got massive anxiety to do with you. You're going to have to be that grounding energy for a while, you know. And I'm looking at them talking, and I'm just saying, what are they saying that for? What an idiot. No, and then it feels like me and you stood there listening. I just think, oh, silly sod, absolutely silly sod. And then once they calm down, I'll say the right things. But there's something really lovely about this person. If you've watched my readings for a while, if I don't like someone, I don't like them. But there's something worthwhile here. They just need to get on with it and open up the communication to get the awkward bit out of the way, so that you can then both figure out where you go from there. And if you decide you don't want to be with them, they're going to spend the rest of their life absolutely obsessed with you anyway. So that's what I have for you. That's the message that's here. I'm going to wrap you in a massive bubble of protection so it take away. And thank you so much for being here with me today. Welcome to Hope Tarot Daily. My name is Angie. I'm a tarot card reader from England. I live in a little seaside town, and I absolutely love reading tarot for you. If you've made it to this point, now part of my secret Purple Heart gang, do appreciate you being here. I hope you're doing well. My living circumstances have changed, so I'm slowly getting into a new routine, and I've had problems with my broadband. I had to have an engineer out, and yeah, it's a lot, but I'm slowly getting into a new routine, so things should be going back to normal pretty soon, work-wise. And I hope that you're okay. Rosie's got a nice new armchair. It's my armchair. Have I sat in it yet? No, because there's always a cat in it. She's a tiny little cat. Why do these tiny little fluffy beasts take up so much space? You know, they just do, don't they? And then the other morning, she stood on me because she wanted to be let out of my room because I'd shut the door because I have no trust in her at all, because I don't know if I've ever told you, but when I had really bad gallstones, I'd gone to bed. I had gone to bed because I was in agony and I had a massive migraine and I was in so much pain and painkillers weren't working. So I was having an episode, so I was in agony and I was laying in bed. I must have drifted off because the next thing I knew, Rosie was like my pretty little tuxedo cat. She was jumping all over me, like not jumping on me, but like around me, over me. And it just felt like she was playing on my bed, or she was trying to wake me up without directly waking me up. And I was just laying there with my eyes shut thinking, will you go away? Will you just go away? And then all of a sudden she stopped. And then my daughter come in the room, and then I kind of sat up and I saw where Rosie was sat. And you know when they're up to something, because they're sat in a different kind of position to what they're normally in a completely different spot to where they normally are. And I looked at her and I thought, oh my God, she's got a mouse in here. She's got a bloody mouse in here. So while I was laying there in absolute agony, she'd been chasing a mouse around my duvet cover. And I'm so glad I didn't acknowledge what she was doing at that point, because that would have scared the bejesus out of me. So I had to get the humane trap, had to get Rosie out of the room, had to get the humane trap, put that down, left my bedroom for about a couple of hours, went back in, the mouse had gone into the little trap. So then I had to get out of the house with the mouse in this little trap and take it round the front of the house to a completely different area, and to release it. Oh my goodness. So I don't trust her. If she sleeps in my bedroom, the door is shut, because also when she was a kitten she dropped a caterpillar on my face. I don't know why we let them live with us. So the other morning she stood on my shoulder because she wanted out. So I kind of forced myself awake, slowly made my way to open the door for her, and then she refused to leave. And I was just like, I don't have time for this. I'm too tired to be dealing with this. And I was like, right, are you leaving? Are you not? Because she's now at the age now, she's nearly 13, and she's at the age where she knows the moment she leaves my bedroom, if I'm about to get back into bed again, I'm going to shut the door. So she knows if she sits in a certain place, I'm not going to move her because she's got claws and teeth. And she'll sit there until she's pretty sure that I'm not getting up again. And then she'll go. And so she knows how to keep the bedroom doors open. And she just wouldn't leave. And eventually I just got back into bed, and then she left. And then my daughter come in my room and she went, Rosie's in the hedge at the bottom of the garden screaming at another cat. And then she come in and had her breakfast and then came back to bed again on her little armchair in my bedroom. I'm just like, my goodness. My goodness. And she's such a tiny little cat as well. She's not very heavy at all. Her mum had her when she was a bit too small. So she's really small. So to have this tiny little fluff of ball in my house causing absolute havoc. I don't know why. Why? Why do we do it? Why do we love them so much? Why am I her staff? Why do I bend over backwards to make her happy? Why have I got an armchair that I haven't sat on yet because it's now hers? So that I can watch my telly. I can't even put my telly on because I can't sit in the armchair. So it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why we do it. Why do we do it? Why do we do it? But the thing is, like where we are, I know some parts of the world you don't let your cats out, but where we are, we have our back garden and it backs onto everyone else's back garden, so we don't have a back alleyway and we don't have any roads. So when she goes out in the back garden, the only place that she can ever go is into other people's gardens, and then she comes back again. And she's got a cat flap that's got a microchip on, so only she can get in and out. And when we first got that, she couldn't work it out. She'd go up to it and it'd click, 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 and then she'd come through. Well, since then, she's now figured out the perfect timing so that she can run down the garden, scan it, and then skid across the kitchen floor. And I don't know how she's managed to do that because there's definitely a couple of seconds delay from when she gets to the cat flap to skidding across the kitchen floor. And I haven't heard her thump on the door. So she's timed that very, very well. She's a little sod. I don't know what to do with her. Like, she's just amazing. She's just so. I've never loved a little pet as so much in all my life. We had pets when I was a kid, but they were like my mum's. They weren't really mine. And she's the first pet I've had as an adult. I do. Like, why do I let you live here? This is ridiculous. Why are you sat at my desk again? What do you want now? What have I got to do? And she's so bossy, so bossy, totally irrational. And she's absolutely fed up with all the other neighbourhood cats because it's now spring and it's warming up. So she is literally on the warpath every time she goes out. She's been a massive wuss all the way through the winter because it's not worth it. But in the summer, she's slowly getting her sunspots back so that she can sunbathe, and that involves whacking every single neighbourhood cat that might look at our garden. Anyway, I better go. I've got things to do. I've got people waiting for me to do a reading for them. If you're waiting, I do apologise. I will be with you shortly. Thank you so much for being part of my secret Purple Heart gang. I like having these little chats.